Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm JJ Problems. Shout out to the Joe Buttons podcast. I never got to see this interview with Tyrese talking about his divorcing with his ex-wife and children. He's touching on a lot of things that I can relate to. I'm not a celebrity or I don't make as much money as he do, but the stuff that he's going through, it seems like he's going through similar things that most men that's going through child support or divorce is similar. As I'm sitting here watching some of the stuff he said, I didn't watch all his podcasts, watch all his interview, but I can relate to everything that he's talking about. He's going through. He's just doing it at a more higher level. But for guys that have to go to court and fight for their kids and having child support taken out of them and maintain their household and maintain child support just to stay out of jail. He's touching on a lot of points here, and we're gonna get into this video, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe, guys. But we're gonna get into this video. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it.
Series loaded,
right?
boy.
Oh yeah, you
loaded up.
So it's never over when they file.
You know,
Something was said, something was done. The fucking light switch went off. It could be another year, it could be another 2, it could be 6 months, it could be 5, it could be 10 years. Something happened. The fucking light switch went off in his head or her head, and then waiting on the opportunity to do what.
And my question is also, I don't mean to stop the video, guys, but I always ask myself this question. Do you plan on leaving and breaking up with a person before the kids come, before you have kids, or after? Like, when do this person become the monster once the kid's born, or after? Because it seemed like when most people break up, it seemed like the men, from my experience, it felt like I got jumped. Like, it felt like she went to go get some help from the system, and they came back and jumped me. And if I fight back physically, which you're not supposed to, you're supposed to use your head, it almost leaves you like you got beat up and jumped, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. But it is things you can do about it.
What's already played out in their mind. It's premeditated.
You know the crazy shit? I remember, like, you had said something on a live I was watching, and I kind of made fun of you. You was like, when she dropped the baby off, she didn't come and say hi. Like, you
I said that on Sway in the morning.
Yeah. Now, but listen. But then I remember being like, look at this nigga acting like that. But something similar happened, and I'm like, I can see now I can see it. Before I was making, because it's hard to see a nigga express himself and show emotion. We're gonna laugh. Well, niggas like me, immature, not being privy to certain situations. But when it happened, I remember saying, like, damn, like, I can see what he was saying.
That's what he felt like.
I can see what he felt like. Like, he was saying that you lived here, you didn't even come in.
No, it was more than that.
You dropped the baby off and you just left.
We used to pray in front of the house. We prayed the for sale sign out of the yard.
Yes, that's what you said, yes.
We got married at home. We conceived at home. We brought the baby back to the house 3 days later after birth.
True.
Everything about all that we had at this house could never, in my mind, allow me to be able to drop a baby off.
Yes.
And it hadn't even been 5-6 months since we separated. And she's pulling up like she has no emotional association whatsoever to
it hurts.
Like, which is fuck the house, fuck the square footage. The amount of things and moments that we shared in this house. How the fuck are you pulling up to this house like this is just, I'm in the carpool lane at drop off at the daycare and pulling the fuck off. Yeah. And so in front of my house, as I was describing, I got tinted windows in my office. I got 5% limousine tint on my whole house. I don't want no niggas pulling up looking at it. So it's super dark. And in my office, which is in the front, I see everybody that pulls up. And so at a certain point, I'm so hurt and everything was so fresh, I couldn't go outside and get the baby out of the car seat. So I would send the caretaker out and do the interaction. So I'm now sitting behind the tinted window looking like, bye, I love you, and all of this happy ass shit. And I know that she know that I wasn't watching. This nigga's not like upstairs hiding behind the window watching. So it wasn't like, I'm gonna show this nigga I'm out of his mind, I'm gonna give a fuck, I'm good, nigga. And I'm just thinking to myself, who are you? What did I ever say and do to create such an extreme disconnect?
I remember when he said this right here, I remember me going to court, and I don't know if every man can relate to this, but it's almost like you're dealing with a different person. When you're going in that court, you're like, is this the person that I married? Is this the person that I had a relationship with? Like, are they on drugs? Oh, like, it's crazy. But I'm gonna let him explain it to y'all.
From the level that I believed that we were on and had to what you ultimately have done and how you're going about this whole, like, I don't know who this person is. So a divorce is a divorce. Breakups are breakups. We all go through it. Mm-hmm. But all that's been revealed to me in real time, it's been very hard for me to process this.
Can I ask why you didn't go out and do the exchange yourself?
I did it a few times, and it just became too unbearable for me.
It never works out.
No, it's not. I won't know.
It's okay.
And if you ever went through a divorce and a child custody battle, and you go to, as a man, you go and pick up your kids, it's hard not to speak to the mother of your child. So you always gonna speak. You always, how you doing? Whether even if they're with another person or if they're involved, it's hard not to speak. So it's like, it's crazy. It's like different person.
It became too unbearable for me to be in the presence of someone who's acting like I don't know who the fuck you are. Mm-hmm. There is no emotional connectivity to it. Some niggas would call, she a savage. That shit's cool for the timeline. Have fun.
So let me ask you this.
It was like, what the fuck? It like, nigga, it was the only thing I can compare it to. Sorry. Yeah. Is my very long answer. I'm sorry. Only thing I can connect it to, which is why, again, I'm still processing this trauma. It feels like
somebody died.
No.
Oh.
No.
When I went through heartbreak, that's what it felt like. I felt like somebody close to me passed away.
And I could relate to the other guy who said it felt like somebody died. When you're going through that, that's what it almost feels like. It's like this person got hijacked and you're dealing with a whole totally different person. And it's like, why do you want to bring me harm? I'm not trying to bring you harm. It's crazy.
You be fucked up.
I felt like she joined a cult.
Got it.
Where you see niggas like,
that ain't you.
Cheyenne,
programming.
Yes, QAnon shit.
It's me. It's your mom.
Right.
This is your dad.
Yeah.
It was like
lights are on, but no one's home.
And it's like, yo, did this motherfucker just really walk the fuck off? And I'm sitting there saying, I'm your mom. It's me, Shy. Come home. We miss you. What is going on? It was like nigga, complete like
disassociation.
Oh,
so
God.
Let me ask you this. Gonna feed back into this. There's a phrase. If you find them in cotton, you leave them in cotton. If you find them in silk, you leave them in silk. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
So you were talking about how frugal you are and that the relationship really didn't involve, excessiveness and ostentatiousness and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But from the outside looking in, like all of us, social media wise, y'all are on helipads in like Dubai, and it looks like that. So I'm just,
that's my life.
I know.
And
so
I'm not going to exclude the love of my life at the time from a life that I live and have been living. I can't say, I just met you, let me go Prius, pay your dues, simplify, and then let's go to the shit.
In no way, shape, or form should you. You live your life as you know it, your lifestyle, and then somebody comes into it. But the question is more along the lines of, is it possible that... I
influenced her to try and get me for $20,000 a month for a 2-year-old? No.
Is it? Yeah.
No. We never spent $20,000 on my daughter when we were together. Mm-hmm. And I had the money.
Yeah, but no,
I don't like, who spends that kind of money on a kid? Mm-hmm. She was 1 when she took my baby from me. We never spent $20,000 a month on our child, and the credit card was wide open. So what the fuck do you suddenly need that kind of money for?
You changed the quality of life.
I was gonna say the exact same
What
thing.
happened?
Like the quality of life.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Do you don't wait.
And if you guys think about what he said he never spent that kind of money on her. So where at in the universe, if you never spent that kind of money on this person, what makes you think for the average person, average working person, 80 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Some people do work 80 hours a week. I did 60 1 week. What makes you think if I wasn't spending $1,000 a month on you, $300 a month on you when we was married, what makes you think I'm gonna have $300, $400, $500, $600, $800, $900 to give you monthly for kids? That's crazy. And I know guys paying that pays way more.
Ish, you don't think that the quality of her life changed simply by entering his existence and his orbit?
Did you hear what he said first?
Yeah.
He said
he never spent that.
During the same quality of life, you did not spend $20,000 in 1 month.
And she never became
with an
me,
open credit card. So
the
the $20,000 a month, you can it's not changing the quality of life. Right. He's saying with the high quality of life that we had, we didn't spend 20 bands. So now, why is $20,000 a month needed if we never spent that?
He also said,
and she also complained every step of the way about spending or overspending.
He also said, and I had it, and we never did that.
True.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but now the person that had it is gone.
You miss it. You pivoted, but go ahead.
How?
No,
the expenses are the expenses. The expenses are the expenses. He's saying, if let's say
I never spent $20,000 on her a month, let alone the child.
But she's not living with it. Everything changes.
But it's not that. It's not that number that changes the quality of life. You changed it.
No. She changed it. She left me, and she's trying to take my life with her.
Yes,
it does not work that way.
That's exactly how it works.
We have a prenuptial.
And I want you guys to answer that question. When the man and woman separate and they get divorced, do that woman get to take that man's lifestyle from him? Because it's almost crazy. It's crazy. I just say do away with the whole child support system, the whole family court system. It's not for us, period.
Agreement that was extremely aggressive and very detailed.
Okay.
And we both gladly signed it because I was sold and oversold on all the shit that she's not interested in. So when the fuck did you suddenly become interested?
Do you think social media played a role?
I can't answer anything for her. I can't put no words. I'm saying from a first person experience, I don't know who the fuck you are right now.
But for men at your level, you catching the short end of with 20 a month.
I'm not paying that. That's what they're trying to get.
But there are men that they bang
more.
A lot more.
Way more. Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
What happened?
You don't give a fuck.
About?
That there are men paying way more.
Oh, I do give a fuck. It's ridiculous. Bro, I've got a whole documentary coming out called Blackmail of the Blackmail about the family courts. Like, I'm not fucking around. There are no Have you ever seen women outside of a family law courthouse protesting with picket signs, boycotting, doing anything that's got to do with the family law court system?
No.
You were born a man. There's a preset menu. Fuck what you say. Fuck what you feel. Nothing is going to work in your favor. For the niggas that's got full custody, I can count on my fingers how many niggas I've said that compared to the niggas who's got their ass served to them when they go in the courtroom.
In a perfect world, what would you want the custody arrangement to be? Would you want full custody of your child?
I don't want full custody. I don't have time to have full custody for my first or second daughter.
And I agree with what he said. When men separate from women, we don't have time to go for full custody. Because you can't go for full custody and be a full-time nurturer like a woman. You have to go out there and work because the family court system is set up. If you don't pay $1, they'll come and get you. Depends on however much your child support is for. They'll come and get you. You don't have time to go to work, and because you and that woman is not together with their kid, with your kid, you don't have time to go to work and then go home to your child because your child is not there. So you got to go home and get ready for the next day. It's crazy.
And that's why that number.
You stay at home, you lose your home.
That's
we got to be out here in the field. We're lions. We hunting. We out here getting it.
And that's why you got to pay, right?
But that's why that number is
Right.
20
That's why
grand.
No, that's what they're asking, but they're never going to get that. First of all, the cost of living in Atlanta is $2 compared to New York, LA. So get the fuck out of here off top on that. And then she's 4. What the fuck do you? And she makes $160,000.
Oh, so she has a good income.
Isn't she a lawyer?
No,
Right?
she's
Okay.
a licensed social worker,
Got it. Okay.
licensed clinical LCSW, licensed clinical social worker, and all of her social media shit. You do whatever the fuck she get your money. But our daughter that we co-created together wants for nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with what daddy got compared to what mama got. The needs of the actual child are fully met. Because if they wasn't met, are you on food stamps? Have you signed up for any type of public aid or assistance? Have you ever waited in a homeless line trying to get some free food?
She wouldn't be eligible with what she makes.
And when he said that, it's funny because, when I was going through my thing, I was getting people to say, well, Jay, go ahead and apply for food stamps and this and that. I'm like, apply for food stamps. I work. They you go down there and you try to apply for food stamps and they ask you that first question, do you work? And once you say yes, they're going to say, let me see your pay stub. They're going to look at your pay stub and they're going to say you don't qualify. And then you say, I don't qualify for food stamps. They say, yeah, it's only for children. I say, don't you see the child support punishment? I have children. So the food stamps is not for men and children, it's only for women and children. That's crazy. I showed them my pay stubs and they strictly said, nah, you make too much. But I have kids. It's crazy.
That's exactly the point. So you're making more than enough, and I'm making more than enough. So our daughter is just fine. You, motherfucker, are trying to get 20 for you.
You making sense, but
And that's not cool.